Booking sales is easier than you think. Most of the time, you're overcomplicating your lead generation process for your business. Most of you, if we're being honest, will try to run Google ads, Facebook ads, send Instagram DMs, and create content all at the same time. When in reality, the easiest way for you to book calls is to send thousands of cold emails every day to your dream customers. Now, in this video, what I'm gonna do is show you why cold email is the easiest way to book sales calls and how to set up your first campaign. The first step is you need to know how to scrape leads. For example, let's say you are a recruiting agency and you're targeting the CEO of companies. First thing you do is you type in the job title. Then we're going to do the United States. That's where we're targeting. And let's say you are targeting the manufacturing industry and you want to work with smaller companies. So you're going to pick 0 to 25 employees. Now, right here up at the top, you can already have a reduced list of people that you can instantly transfer over into your campaign that you're building. This is very simple, fast, and expedited process because it's all in one place. People do scrape leads from other methods. Some people scrape leads from Google Maps, for example. They manually go in and they look at the business's website from Google Maps, and then they get the email, or people go to LinkedIn and they scrape people's information from there. There's many methods, but there's a lot of data providers that you can go to get these lists. Why I recommend ours is because it's all in one place. You don't have to download it. You don't have to figure out this whole new platform. All you have to do right here is find the leads you like. Over here on the right hand side, you click add campaign after you select how many you want to move over, and instantly you can select the campaign you want to put them to and they're put in there right away. This reduces human error and it just expedites the speed of your process because you're not downloading, verifying, uploading, making sure the data is good. You can do that all in one place. For step number 2, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to buy subdomains and email accounts. Now, subdomains, that's essentially a domain that looks similar to your host domain. So if your commercialroofing.com is your business, you would buy salescommercialroofing.com or some sort of variation, because why you need subdomains is it's a way to segment risk. It's kind of like a safety barrier for your email marketing, because for example, if you're only using your main domain and it gets blacklisted, then your existing clients that you're communicating with, their emails might be going to your spam box or vice versa. So it's very important to get subdomains. Also, multiple email accounts. Now we suggest having 3 email accounts per subdomain. A lot of people go and use Gmail or other providers like Outlook, and you have to go and set that all up and get it all going, your MX records and your DNS records. You don't have to do that whole setup process anymore. If you want to add new subdomains and emails to your account, on the left-hand side under your profile, you click on email accounts, and then on the right-hand side, you click on add new. Right here, we have a done for you email setup. All you got to do is click on here on the Gmail. Let's do the commercialroofer.com as the example. We provide suggested ideas of subdomains for you. You can select as many or as few as you like. And then for the next one, make sure you put in your main domain, because we will forward all these subdomains to that main one. So when people type them in, it goes to your main business domain. Put in your name and we will come up with suggested ideas for Gmail accounts. Once again, this is 3 inboxes or 3 email accounts per subdomain. Now, after you place the order and go through that whole process, it takes us 1 to 3 days to get that set up for you. And then it's on us to take care of that whole setup process of your DNS records, which is your DMARC, your SPF, your DKIM, and your MX records. Step number 3 is you're going to need to warm up your subdomains and your email accounts. So how you do this is you come under your email accounts, and on the right hand side here, you can see that there is an option to click on this little flame to pause or enable. But if you actually click on the profile, you can see here that you can enable or disable the warm-up process. Now, let's say you have 50 accounts. You can select all 50, come in here under the bulk edit, and you can work on your warm-up. You can totally edit that whole process. It's my suggestion that you warm up your domains for minimum 2 weeks, but more generously 4 to 5 weeks before you get started. You might be asking yourself, why do I need to warm up my domains? Like, what does this mean? Well, warming up your domains is a way for you to avoid spam filters, because cold emails are unsolicited. So there's a higher risk of them being marked as spam or going to the spam folder. Now, a warmed up domain and inbox have a more established sending history that internet service providers, email providers, all of that see that you're an actual human rather than just a spammer. So it decreases the likelihood of your emails being flagged and going to spam. Another thing this does, it's going to build your sender reputation. What this is email service providers evaluate your sender reputation based on how much email activity active you have. So sudden spikes in email volume from a new or inactive domain, for example, can be seen as suspicious. So you just buy these new domains and the next day you try to send 10,000 emails, it's going to instantly show that you're a spammer. That's why it's important to gradually warm up and grow your domains. Why you want a positive sender reputation is it improves your email deliverability. So if you have bad email deliverability, people aren't even going to be seeing the emails you send. Now, step 4, you got to write cold email copy and you got to make sure it's personalized. Now, I'm going to show you an example for a recruiting business that's reaching out based off of templates that we provide for our users. But here's the thing, when you're writing your email copy, you really got to think about the person you're reaching out to. You got to get in their head. You got to understand who they are, what they think, what they're trying to achieve, what pains they have. This is a email copy for a recruiting firm that's reaching out to that manufacturing industry CEOs, for example. So right here, you can see we're personalizing it by using their first name, their company name, and we're putting in our information. Hi, Bob. While researching Bob's manufacturing, I noticed that you are likely hiring or staffing for, let's say, welders. And as the CEO, you seem to be the right person to reach out to. Over here at Manufacturing Recruiters, we help teams like yours find and hire and retain top welders that cost up to 4 times less. We've already helped companies like whoever their competitors are, and we find qualified welders for their team and would love to help do the same for you. Now, Bob, would you be open to learning more? P.S. We screen for the top 2% of talent, and all of our candidates have at least 2 years of experience. So you see how this is working towards speaking to the actual person we're sending to and how we've helped other people just like them. It doesn't have to necessarily do with us. And also the subject line is short as well. Try to keep your subject line within 3 to 5 words. This is just a general way of personalizing things, and it's an example. You can go through our platform. There's lots of templates that you can work with, or you can work from scratch as well, which I highly suggest, or using templates and then tailoring them specifically for what your needs are. After you've started getting in the mind of the person you're reaching out to and you've started writing emails, you're going to have to set up a whole campaign. And that's step number 5, is to set up killer campaigns. And what I mean by this is you want to set up 3 to 5 emails in a reply campaign when you're starting out, because you want to see what's going to work. So once again, in this example, I've set up multiple steps here. So we're going to send out the first email that I just read to you. And 2 days later after that, we're going to send up a follow-up email. This is also in the recruiting space. And then another 2 days later, I'm going to also send a third email. And then maybe a 4th and 5th, depending on what I'm trying and testing. Step number 6, after you've set up your killer campaign, is you got to test until you succeed. And what I mean by this is maybe your first campaign won't get you the results that you really want. So you got to start altering things, and maybe your offer is not that good. So you need to work on your offer, or maybe the people you've been targeting aren't the right person to target. So you need to pivot to a different title or a different industry. Testing will give you everything you need to succeed, but you just got to give it time. So maybe your response rate is below 1% and you want to get it up to 3%. So you got to work on your offer. You got to work on your call to action. You got to make it clear and concise. You got to make it really provocative and making them respond, that ideal client profile that you're reaching out to. So give yourself space to test, have the patience to test to help you succeed. Because if you're not testing and you give up after your first campaign, then cold emailing is not for you. If you're just someone who quits easily, then don't do this. It is something that you're going to have to get used to, is testing until this really works the way you want it to. The last step is you got to have fun. So what I'm talking about is you got to incorporate humor. You just got to enjoy this process, because sometimes it can be tedious. But the thing is, if you're not having fun, it's not that great. It's important to have fun with this. Don't be super uptight. Enjoy yourself. If you're curious about the software that I use to scrape this lead list and to write the email copy and set up the campaigns, I used instantly.ai. You can go to the link in the description to start using it to book more sales calls for your business today. If you want to learn how to use cold email to get more clients for your business, click on this video over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.